Hello students. So today I'm going to discuss the planning process. Already we have discussed the definition, meaning of planning, then features, importance and limitation. Now, planning process, there are 7 steps in this process. And since it is a process, a step-by-step sequence is to be followed. So, we have to remember these points in sequence only. So, first is setting up of objectives. Now, the planning function begins with the first step in which we have to set the objectives. So, keeping in mind the goals of the company, the objectives are set. Okay. Now, because all the policies, procedures, they are all framed on the basis of objectives only. So, on the basis of goals of the company, the financial and human resources and other resources, physical resources available in the company, on the basis of that, on the basis of that, objectives are set. After that, we have developing premises. Now, premises are making assumptions about the future. So, in planning, we make assumptions. Okay, making assumptions. So, we make assumptions regarding the future. Premises are the basis on which the plans are made. That means we have to first make assumptions about the future. See, whenever we are making plans or whenever we are predicting the future, we have to have certain assumptions, like if the prevailing conditions will remain the same, whatever conditions are now, that will remain same in the future, or there will be 10% changes or 20% changes. So this type of predictions or assumptions we make. So next is making assumptions about the future. Next is listing the various alternative courses of action. So there are alternative courses of action by which you can do what you can attain your objective, or you can get your goals. Okay, so like for example, if you want to increase the sales by 10%, there are different methods by which you can do. See, if you want to increase the sales, first thing is you can increase the sales of your product by increasing or adding more lines of product. Suppose you are manufacturing, like for example, Maggi noodles, so they started manufacturing masala Maggi. Or suppose there is a company which is manufacturing fruit juice, so they can enter into other cookies or cold drinks or whatever it is. Okay, so adding more product line can increase your sales. Then you can offer more and more discounts to the customers. Then also your sales can increase. You can increase the sales by increasing expenditure on advertisements. This is also one of the option. Or you can increase the sales by giving discounts I have discussed. So you can increase by appointing salesmen to do door-to-door selling of the product. That means the sales promotion techniques can be used by giving discounts. There are various promotional methods which can be used. Now there are various alternative courses of action. So now you have to evaluate the alternatives. Now you have to see the negative and positive impact of the alternatives. So the feasible or the most appropriate, the alternative which we have to select an alternative which will increase, which has maximum benefit and minimum of the negativities, or the minimum the maximum benefit you can get from that alternative. So we have to select that one only which gives you the maximum benefit. Okay, now because on the basis of this alternative, derivative plans are also made. So in organization, we have to see how many alternatives are available. Then we have to evaluate, see the negative and positive effect of these alternatives. And then we have to select the best alternative in terms of benefits and cost. And then implementation of plan. Not only we have to select the best alternative, but the best alternative selected should be implemented. Okay, implementation is very important. Like for example, if plan is to increase the sales by increasing expenditure on income. Now there are various alternatives, like you can appoint salesmen, or you can add more product line, or increase the expenditure on advertisement. Suppose you have selected, the best alternative was to increase advertisement on increase expenditure on advertisement, then you have to do what? You have to allot more funds to advertisement. For that you have to consult the with the finance department also, and you have to hire an advertisement agency that will tell you how to increase the expenditure, where to increase the expenditure on what type of where you have to advertise, whether print media or television or whatever it is. So then you have to implement the plan. And finally, follow up, which is the last step, which tells you that this is reviewing. Okay, follow up is review. That means you have to see whether you are working according to the objectives or not. Okay, so these are the steps in the planning process.